Oh yeah, we're going to the shrine. Oh, that's that. Neat. What's this? Oh, wow, that... Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Hello. Hey, it's Keston. What up, dude? Seeing you, Keston nods. Under his coat, you noticed a suit of armor. Sword hangs at his belt. The guard is ready to fight. I'm happy to see you, my baron. While we were waiting for you, I've had enough time to choose a good place for the ambush. What do you know about Lamashtu? Not much, but I've heard some things. Goblins, kobolds, and other wild beasts worship her. She helps them breed, protects their young. As for the people, the blessing of Lamashtu is too dangerous for them. A woman can give birth to something so terrible that the villagers might decide to drive the mother and child out from their village or worse. You can go down and take a look at the shrine. The scouts who've been watching the cultists told me the hideous rituals that they performed there. The cultists disfigured and mutilate themselves, shriek like demons, and copulate in the mud. I just can't imagine who in their right mind, except for goblins, would ask Lamashtu for help and agree to be part of this abomination. I received your letter and came as quickly as I could. Thank you. I've decided you'd like to see this place with your own eyes. Lamashtu's shrine is on the other side of the hill. I suggest we set ambush right here. The visibility is good, so we can watch the cultists unnoticed and choose the right moment to strike. If you wish, you can examine the location. Nok-Nok stomps around angrily. It's place to worship and praise, and what we mess around. Mother of Beasts will be pissed. I'm ready, let's get them. Come to me, Lamashtu's children. Today we praise the great mother who imbued Adela's cub, blah blah blah, glorious day. They're all excited. Dog up in there. Priest. Oh, there's another cultist literally right here. I thought that was my dude. Well, rip. Knock knock. Put you here.
Repent!
Haste, great. Wow. They do not have very many hit points.
Tear them apart!
Down he goes. Alright. This guy's weaker. Okay.
Let us strike as one!
Nok-Nok used to lighting enemies on fire first.
33, good lord. For some reason, I feel like they're getting like critical abilities on my guards, but not me. Because they're just shredding all the other people. Okay, good, they're fine. Your masterworks. Blood-stained piece of manuscript. Hurry, my baron, I beg of you. The stones are covered in strange markings. Flat stone is covered with blood and littered with skulls and bones. Huh. Okay. Hey, Mom. That way. Guess there's nothing over here. How's your day been today? Quiet and lazy? Hell yeah, let's go. The triumph over the wicked Lamashtu cultists proved incomplete. Some villain or villainess has slipped away under the cover of darkness and into a narrow gorge amongst the rocks. Without a second thought, our brave Baron, loyal Keston, and their comrades in arms rushed after the fleeing figure. The figure clad in black was barely visible in the dark. The villain got far ahead of us. At the last moment, the Baron noticed their prey had turned aside and disappeared behind the rocks. After they decided to take a shortcut to catch the cultists by surprise, they started climbing up the stone ridge. Yeah, let's go with that. Climbing in the darkness is a difficult task. It's not a joke when you try to catch a stable rock and hear a small stone crumble under your feet. Several times it seemed our heroes were out of luck, but their stubbornness and their thought of a runaway cultist gloating and eluding them gave them strength. Moments later, we were at the top. So our heroes found themselves at the top, and just in time. The cultist, barely visible in the darkness, was threading his way through the gorge directly beneath them. It seemed the cultist was focused on finding his footing and didn't notice the pursuers perched above him, giving the Baron a chance to strike. Trigger an avalanche over the runaway's head, frightening him. Oh, it has to be me that does this. Oh, no, it doesn't. Let's try to cut him off. Yeah. Cut him off with a 26. Nok-Nok appeared from the darkness like a spirit. The runaway clearly hadn't been expecting that. Nok-Nok barely had time to react when the cultist burst into a sprint. Darkness failed to cover the peculiar way the runaway walked. The robed figure was limping badly, dragging the right leg. Despite the cultist Despite that, the cultists vanished into the darkness without a trace. The party followed to the edge of the plateau where the flatlands began. As our brave heroes reached the edge of the plateau, the vastness of the Camelands opened before them, an ocean of high grass as far as the eye could see. A beautiful sight, but finding our quarry in this green sea, it would prove impossible. With our heads down and hopes lost, we descended where a small streamlet flowed against the stones. And then, there before us, good fortune. In his haste, our villain had run through the high grass, leaving us a trail for all to see. The party immediately set off, driven by a single desire to capture the criminal who dared to escape the punishment, the Baron, and had led us on this unwelcome chase. We moved as swiftly as we could, but even the ground seemed to fight us. Rocks gave way to mud, which grew deeper as we marched on and seemed to grab at our boots. Even the wind began to rise, lashing at our cloaks, and a foul scent filled the air. Sure signs we were heading into the gnarl marches. Soaking wet and exhausted, our heroes came upon the cabin at the edge of a swamp. According to Keston, it was a hunter's lodge, owned by Doomra, a hunter who had lived alone and was known for her great temper and little patience. It also looked as if it might be the place where the cultists would seek shelter. It was unlikely the runaway would brave the depths of the gnarl marches in the middle of the night, so the Baron pushed open the door and stepped inside. I've been here. A lot of talking. Ugh. The lodge is lit with only a few candles on the tables and the counters. Shadows lie thick around the room. A number of people are here. A well-dressed couple is at one of the tables. A girl in a simple dress dozes near the opposite wall, and at the counter, an untidy dwarf. She's wiping the mugs and glaring at you. From the half-open kitchen door, you hear clanging of pans upon metal. Presumably a stove. Things have gone from bad to worst. We must find the cultists before they flee, and we have no idea what they look like. People in the lodge look surprised and concerned. Each seem to recognize you and ask themselves, what is the ruler of these lands doing here at such a late hour, flanked by armed guards? Keston's hand falls to his weapon. Your Grace, I'm ready to make an arrest, but if you wish to investigate further before making a decision, I'll make sure no one leaves the lodge until you give the order. Let me speak with these people. As you command, no one will leave this house, I'll make sure of that. My advice, take their room keys. Their personal belongings speak to their owner's intent more often than their masters would like. I'm looking for someone. Can you help me? She gives me a sullen glance. It seems she's not too happy to talk to you, but she doesn't dare openly refuse. You know who your guests are. Why should I? I'm not their ward. They come and they pay for a bed and they keep quiet. Why would I care? You let everyone into your house? What are you hinting at? Do you allow anyone who asks to spend a night here? He blinks several times. Of course, everyone. Why else, what else am I expected to do? Pick who gets a warm spot near the fireplace and who gets left out in the rain? I've let you in and your thugs, but you put terror into my guests. You remember when they came into your lodge? I went to check my traps. Some people arrived when I was away, so I can't tell you for sure. Crime has happened. I need your help to find the culprit. So what did the culprit do wrong? Shot a deer in someone's land? And now the criminal has to run away as if she was an animal herself. Whatever it is, leave me out of it. Cultist of Lamashtu is hiding in your lodge. One of Lamashtu's own? It's quite a story you've spun, Your Grace. Next you'll be telling me I'm holding Rodvug down in the cellar. What's your proof that I hide cultists? Your lodge is the only house in the neighborhood. And? Is that a bad thing? To provide shelter for those who are lost? There are footprints leading here. Hey, what's up, Courtney? Folk come to the lodge every day, both from the flatlands and the swamp. Several hours walk from here is a shrine. Here in the Stolen Lands, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting some goblin's nest. I'm not going to argue with you. Go back to my other questions. How many people are there in the lodge now except for you? Watch yourself. There are 3 of them, all sitting over there. That one in the kitchen, guessing she's the servant to these 2 noble folk. They look to be carrying all kinds of coin. I'd like to examine your room. Listen, the sooner I cross you off of the suspect list, the sooner I leave you alone. Do me a favor, give me your room key and we'll put this all over before you know it. Succeeded. She's silent and then nods and pulls out a key. Your way then, her eyes narrow, but have a care. No digging through my undergarments while I have your hands on hooks, you hear? Something is burning inside the stove. It was thrown in the fire not long ago. The table is piled with dirty dishes and leftover cold food. Back door. The back door was used recently. Well, she did say she came in from like checking her traps. Firecrackles bring comfort. There's a Rascal's holy symbol above the fireplace. The god of the hunt and family ties protects this place.
Will this ever end?
A bearded middle-aged man stands before you. He's wearing a massive gold chain on his neck. The woman beside him gives him a polite smile and nods as you approach. Greetings, Baron. Let me introduce myself. Cavern Tendrum from Restov. And this is my wife, Una. We're here to hunt your... we've come to your lands to hunt. Yet I admit we did not expect to meet you in person. To what do we have this honor? Tell me about yourself. I'm a legalist. My job is to ensure Restov's laws are upheld. My wife is a keeper of the hearth, and my loyal companion is in prolonged journeys. Una nods, a legalist. Bluff him. Oh yeah, I've heard about some of your cases. Is that so? I doubt, Baron, that anything you've heard concerns me. My family name is a common one, so I've many relatives. I know not a quarter of them. A legalist, so you're a judge? Not exactly. I work as a legal defendant in cases when a suspect's innocence must be proven, and I admit I have moderate success in this field. No need to bother you with tedious tales from the courts. Decided a trip was in order. My husband worked long hours during the last several months, so he felt a journey would be good for us. With a difficult job like yours, it's impossible to get by without some divine support, so who do you address your prayers to? Why, to Abadar, of course, divine patron of law and lawyers. Surely you're aware of Abadar, are you not? You must be, no matter. Recognize me at once, do I know you? I doubt it, but news about developments within the stolen lands and your role in them has traveled far. Thorgrim is a well-known name beyond your borders. Far from Bravoy, are you not? You see, I've heard the wildlife here are excellent sport, so I've decided to see for myself. Sort truth from rumor, you understand. Fortunately, my fair wife was in favor of the trip, so here we are. You prefer snares or a bow? A bow. What kind of prey do you hunt? He coughs. Cougars. Magnificent predators, worthy prey for a worthy hunter. Well, I hope you enjoy your hunting. The woman in the kitchen, is that your cook? Yes, we just can't imagine our lives without sauna. My constitution demands a unique diet. A private matter, if you don't mind. I need the key to your room. Despite Una's cool expression, you notice a bead of sweat running down her temple. As she spots your glance, her lips tighten. An odd place to rest for the night. Why, Baron? Una gives you a false smile. We adore this charming dwelling. She glances around the dim hall. Her smile remains, but you notice she raises an eyebrow at her surroundings as if in judgment. I'll come back later. Malika. A young woman stands before you wearing a plain dress and a hooded cloak. Her belly is swollen. She is pregnant, like her time is near. The woman manages a bow. I overheard you call people calling you Baron, Your Grace. It is an honor to be in your presence. I am Malika. What are you doing here? I'm taking what rest I can after a long day on the road. I'm a widow. I've barely had 2 seasons to mourn my husband, and he left me with child, and it's difficult times like these. I've got a sister in Galtrin, God bless her. She agreed to give me shelter in her house, so I went there. There was nowhere else to go. Where are you from? From Galt. From a tiny village near the tract. Guess no one here ever heard about that place. You recall a location in Galt and Galtrin. As far as you know, stolen lands lay aside from places Olika had named. Lay aside. So I guess she's naming places not in the stolen lands. That's what it means. You planning to stay in Gralton? I don't know yet, but if things turn out well, why not? It was a long journey for you. I've little coin, Your Grace, so I have to beg traders on the road for rides in their carts. I spend nights anywhere I have to. This place is at least warm and dry. I'm looking for a cultist of a dark goddess. Can you help? Cultist? That's horrible. How can I help? Have you seen anything suspicious? Oh, I don't think so. You know anyone in this hall? First time I've seen these people was when I stepped over the threshold of the lodge. You know who came into the lodge last? I heard a noise from the kitchen. It was like something fell on the floor, and then this grumpy old lady, Dumra, came out. I need the key to your room.
Not that I care.
Kitchen servant is busy grinding herbs with a mortar. She's wearing a dress soiled with dark stains. Her hair is knotted into a bun with a few stray hairs poking out. Hey, what's up, Ellis? Succeeded at a stealth check. The woman doesn't appear to notice you as she makes her way to the stove. You notice she's limping badly on her right leg. Before you can speak, she turns and sees you and then freezes. Looking for a criminal who may have come this way. What can be seen here, you say? Ask Dumra. She runs the house, she does. Has anyone come into the kitchen recently? Only Dumra. No doubt's checking to see if I'm palming the silver as if there's anything worth stealing here, so there's not. The hostess of the lodge doesn't mind you in her kitchen? As if she came here often herself. Filth piled in corners and floors. The floors sandal deep in dirt. I have to work my fingers to the bone to clean the kitchen before I can start a proper meal. She curls her lip, this cowshed. Who are you? Sana, I cook for the Tedrums, noble of Restov. What will it be? Why are they here, you think? None of my business. Might be they have things to do, but I wouldn't know. I mend, I cook, and I serve when I'm needed. What can you tell me about your masters? No quicker road to trouble, talking about masters, that is. How would you like it if your servants were all gossip about you? What are you cooking? Throws a glance at the stove. That there's for tomorrow. Tomorrow's midday meal. Peek into the stew pot. Smell the stew. And immediately flinch. The acrid stench of vinegar feels like a punch in the face. Besides, you can smell some strange spice which would be appropriate in the desert, but not for a first course for dinner. Must be difficult to please nobles. I imagine they ask for something new for each meal. Yes, that's it, I suppose. Need your key. Room? I don't have a room except here in the kitchen. Bed's a bench, still warm enough though. Well, it's pretty obvious. The bags contain Tedrum's clothes and personal belongings. The sheets are crumpled and the blanket is thrown aside. It seems someone was sleeping in this bed not long ago. There are no hunting bows, arrows, snares, nor any other sign the Tedrums had any hunting on their mind. Cloak of Resistance 2.
I did it? I did!
Pile of dirty clothes covers some snares. There are quite a few hunting bows and quivers with arrows. Recipes, shopping lists, and other papers. Sheets on the bed look dirty. The old bed cover is sewed together from numbers of patches. Olika. The chest contains modest clothing, some packed leftover food, a purse with herbs, and other personal belongings. The table holds a pile of letters crossed with a ribbon. Those are the letters from Olika's deceased husband. It seems they corresponded often. The mattress is covered with bloodstains, cloths, and bandages.
Did it without breaking it.
Pretty impressive with Nok-Nok can't open it. Where is he? Here he is. Who would you interrogate first? The hostess has been staring hate at us since we entered. Mind her. There's someone who seems especially suspicious to me. Just name them and I will interrogate them. Sana, Tedrum's maid. You think so? He thinks for a moment. As you wish. I think, Sana, you know why I've brought you here. Kitchen servant casts a wary look at Keston. Then you. I would? How? Do you jest, my lord? How could I know what you were thinking? He shakes his head. Enough! We know who you are. Lamastu won't help you. Sana is silent for a moment and then straightens like a serpent, her eyes cold with contempt. Is that so? Her accent has vanished, the demeanor of a peasant shed like a cloak. Then you know how little our faith is indeed. The Great Mother is with me. Prepare yourself for her. Okay. Where is Nok-Nok? There he is. So I'm gonna come over here. Bite you. Down she goes.
I grant you death.
Stop, I surrender. The priestess of Lamashtu holds her hands over her bleeding wounds, moaning in pain. She raises the hem of her skirt and starts to wipe away the blood from her legs. Her right leg is covered in sores, oozing pus and yellow ichor. Ugh. You and your minions unleashed a blight across my lands. Because of you, monsters overrun the barony, and honest people fear for their lives and their home. Priestess Lamashu shakes her head and tries to close her wounds, moaning. That's nonsense. I've heard these stories about what's happening in your barony, dwarf, but I have nothing to do with this. The Great Mother rules the monsters of this world, but if you had truly earned her wrath, your lands would be drowning in blood. No, Baron, you must look elsewhere to place blame. Lamashtu and her followers have nothing to do with your trouble. All these people in the lodge, are they here because of you? She shakes her head. They were searching for the blessing of Lamashtu. Other gods have denied them, and they had to ask the mother of monsters for her benefaction. What's the story with the merchant's widow? She's a poor girl clinging to the unborn life in her womb. The seed of her husband was too weak. Olika's child is doomed to perish before coming into this world. Couple from Restov. Did they come to meet you? Several years ago, the lawyer defended a necromancer in the court of his native city, and he won the trial. Since then, all of Teldrum's attempts to conceive a child were doomed to fail. Pharasma didn't want to prolong the bloodline of a man who protected those who would raise the dead. Una has more brains than her spineless mate, so she thought the support of Lamashtu, the child, of course, will bear the mark of the goddess, but Tedrum's don't have much choice. Pharasma's memory is long. Is the lodge hostess involved? She looks at Derma in disgust. This thoughtless thing? No, she didn't see. She did not see. Was not smart enough to see what is transpiring under her nose. I won't offend the name of Lamashtu by calling our hostess one of her tribe. Tell me who you are. I am the priestess of the cult of Lamashtu, the great mother of the ancestors of monsters. Interesting. I'm not from these lands. I came here because of the pleas of your people who seek the mercy of my goddess. I came to these lands in secret and hid my identity from everyone except those initiated in the mysteries of the Great Mother. Even the hostess of this lodge had no idea who I was, and those looking for divine benefaction found me on their own. And there are more than the followers of Erastil would believe. Tell me about the cult of Lamashtu. We are numerous and we are strong. The tribe of Lamashtu's followers grows every day, breeds, and spreads over the land of Galorian in search of a place to create new packs. Have you allied with the goblins and other creatures? No, we have the same mistress, but our paths in the faith are different. What kind of rituals were you performing at the shrine? We prayed to Lamashtu and asked for new offsprings in the pack. We mated like wild animals, free of stupid prejudices. I'll spare you the details, dwarf. Those like you are unable to accept the greatness of our ancient faith. I'm not impressed by your attempts to wound my pride. Where are the rest of the cultists hiding? You cannot betray me. You cannot make me betray the children of the Great Mother. Torture me if you like. Lamashtu will grant me the strength to endure any pain you inflict upon me. I have an order for you. Please be merciful to these people. Imagine how great their despair must be to turn on the monstrous Lamashtu for help. Though the thought disgusts me, the priestess did try to help them in whatever way she could. Priestess guilt is obvious to me, the others not so much. The people are innocent, let them be. As for the priestess, she's banished from these lands forever. See to it that she is removed from my barony at once. I don't think the stolen lands will ever see someone as kind as noble as you. Harsh but fair, benefiting a true ruler. Your Grace, wait. You can barely hear Alika's words through her sobs. Let me ask you. No, let me beg you. Allow your priestess to perform one last ritual. Let her save my child. I have no other hope except Sana. I'm still alive. Is everybody else seeing me okay? I didn't drop any frames or anything. Okay, fine. You may think of me whatever you like, but I have my duty to my pack. I'll help Olika, and the child will be born as a symbol of Lamashtu's grace. That's all. He looks around the lodge. We'll deal with these people as soon as you've ordered. Oh, as you've ordered. I suppose it'll be a relief to Dummer to get get rid of such troubling guests. I thank you, Your Grace, for your help and your wisdom. Pity we didn't discover the true reason behind the blight, but at least we have one less mystery on our hands. Have a safe journey. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay, we did that. That mission is complete. We scouted the whole barony, visited goblins, dispersed the cult of Lamash 2, and even participated in a real vivisection. Now it's time for everyone to meet and discuss what we've learned. Bald stones. Why is everything so bald? Leave me out of this. You've spotted peaceful travelers. Approach. Oh, it's this guy. Show me your wares. Got trash to sell you, too. Okay. Local resistance +2. What do you have? Corrosive two-bladed sword. Half plate of will. Sturdy leather armor. +2 leather armor. Also has damage reduction of 2 versus melee. Anybody wear leather armor? Leather armor is light. Added armor 2. More AC. Arcane arcane spell failure chance doesn't matter for Nok-Nok. The dex, what is your dex? I think his dex is +6. How much money do I have? 79,000. There we go. Now he also has 2 damage reduction versus melee, which will help because he's a melee character. See you later, man. If the sword has corrosive effect, wouldn't it start to corrode itself? Well, it's magical, and magical weapons cannot be destroyed. So, no. I mean, magical weapons cannot be destroyed by normal means. They have to be destroyed by, like, very specific means. It is extremely difficult to destroy magical items.
Follow me! Or don't.
Anyone I just all wet. No, no, goodness.
I reached my hand out and you went like this.
No, it was all wet from the... Yeah, condensation, thank you. Ew, it's all sticky.
How much longer, I wonder?
Torpor the Great Nightmare.
Not that I care. Cannot hide from me.
Reduced. Nok-Nok, come over here for a second. Dog will also come around. The effects only operate outwards. Generally speaking, that is correct. There are a few exceptions, like heat metal and stuff like that. Heat metal also affects whatever item, like if you're holding the item, it's going to burn your hand.
You
Just
forced
shoot
my
you.
hand.
Nowhere to run.
Dog, come over here. You know what? You go there.
Out of my way!
You come over here.
Ah!
I'll try to make this swift.
Nok-Nok. "19 sneak attack. That's good.
I aim true.
Man, he doesn't have that high a AC as far as I can tell. It seems weird that I'm missing so much.
I don't like you!
48, that's what I'm talking
Do
about.
not falter!
Wow, dude. 14 outsider. I mean, I'm making some good progress on him anyway, but... Plus, if Dog can knock him down, that would be awesome. Hover over combat text? Oh, to CAC. Dog mists. Oh, armor class 32. Yikes. It's the heat lines distorting him? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What do you got here? Let's do prayer.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Prayer buffs me and debuffs him. That'll help a little.
Onwards!
I'm glad you dead.
They go down! I saw them.
Come here, Bash. Knock-Knock stabs you.
Got him. Okay. Horse has no loot, but he was blocking this. Full plate, an enchanted glaive, and a ring. Alright, so nothing super impressive. Yeah. Alright. Let's go to the main square so I can actually... Now I know that I can hit rest and I don't have to go to the, I don't have to go to the bed. Alright. I don't need that full plate armor. Flaming glaive two-handed. Sell that. Cloak of Resistance I could probably put on someone. Wyvern Skin Cloak. Cloak of Resistance 1. Cloak of Resistance 2. Yeah, okay, so we'll save that deal. He has Wyvern. You have 1. We'll give you a 2. That to her. Oh, wait, there's stuff back here. A flail. Oh, and also the personal stash. Okay. Need that. One, two, three, four, five, six. What do we got here? Script-covered leather. I only have 2 of those. I need 15. Talden horse. I've got 3. Shards of a ring. I have 12, so I'm only halfway there. Cypress queen? What is that? Cypress queen. That's this stuff. I only have 2 out of 5. Knight's bracers. I need 10, and I have 6. The helm. I need 10, and I have 7. Restovic items. I need 5, and I have 4. Okay. I'm assuming these items appear in specific places, but also can appear in random places. The throne room is full of people. Your allies stand around the throne, waiting in silence as you approach. The atmosphere is tense. Today you'll be discussing the strange and deadly blight that has recently struck your barony. The gloomy silence is only penetrated by the loud chewing. Nok-Nok has grabbed a whole fried chicken from the table and is busy devouring it, ignoring everyone else completely. Unsurprising. God folds his hands on his chest. Well, now that we're all here, let's sum up what we know. We've each spent a lot of time and effort to learn what we can about where the monsters came from and what's causing the strange disease. I hope this conversation can shed some light on the situation. Keston shakes his head. We need to hurry. If we don't find the source of this blight and eliminate it, we may end up with a rebellion on our hands. Let's summarize what we found up to this point. Alright. God, the surgery showed that it was a magical seed causing the disease. Correct. Judging from the location in the patient's body, the seeds were ingested. It seems likely they were initially extremely small, almost invisible. People simply swallow them with their food. Once the seed is in the stomach, it begins to grow and then cause the symptoms we've seen in our patients. As soon as the seeds gain enough strength, it sprouts and turns into a magical portal, just like a bud turning into a flower. Oh, Rastal, forgive me. Something must have possessed me to say that. It really does look like a blooming. Each seed tears the body of its victims, just as the flower tears its bud. Keston, we discovered that the Lamatsu cult wasn't involved with the monster infestation. Doesn't mean that they're innocent of other crimes, but the monster invasion is at least not their work. Hearing the name Lamashtu draws Nok-Nok's attention. Mother is not to blame. Told you, but who listens to me? Hey, Baka. Goblins obviously like having all the monsters around. To them, it's like a sign of Lamashtu's benevolence. Grunts. I'd say they're just excited by any anything new that happens. I wouldn't be surprised if they're linked to the story somehow, but I doubt the seeds are created by goblin shamans. Besides, a plan like this seems a little beyond the local goblin chief's intelligence. Nok-Nok raises his head. You know what I think? I think Goblin King is a rotten lice scratcher. Shaman play him like reed pipe, babbles about Lamashtu, then plots behind his back. How's it going? I don't know. I think we're about to find out. Can you tell me where these monsters come from? The ones that appear because of this bloom. He raises his eyes from the paper. Undoubtedly from some world alien to our own. All the monsters appearing from the bloom are exceptionally large and strong. It would be rare to encounter such a specimen in the Stolen Lands, or even in most of Galoria. But it's impossible to say what it is that lies on the other side of the portals that's intent on killing your people. That's all I need to know about the research. So the bloom's essential properties are strange seeds getting into people's bodies, which causes their disease and eventually creates magical portals. Now we just need to discover where the seeds are coming from. Christian, who's been examining the map on the table from the shadows, gives a small cough. If I may, I've noticed an interesting detail. Well, two details. First, the seeds mostly affect villagers. There have been no recorded cases of disease within the city limits except for those who came here looking for the cure. That's right, thus we can assume a common factor in how people are exposed to these seeds. Many villages get their food from the same territory. Christian shakes his head. I don't think the food is the problem. Take a look. He points at the map. We have the most cases of the disease here, here, and over here. Monsters mostly attack here and here. Travels down the map, pointing to a fluid line. You see, the situation is most dire along the banks of the Gudlin River. Everyone examines the map closely. Erastil have mercy. Exactly, along the river. That must be where the seeds are coming from the drinking water. The militia often finds monsters by the river, right? We used to think the monsters were coming to the river to drink, but what if the cleric says is right? We have to go upstream and find the source of the blight. Take me! I want to go settle the score with the king. Essen straightens up and flexes his shoulders. If you allow me, Baron, I'd like to take the lead on this. I'll take the best members of the militia with me and sweep the woods along the river. We'll look under each and every rock if needed. After everything they've been through, these people deserve a chance to discover the sources of their misfortune. That's interesting. We have to deal with this carefully and rationally. Go to your people and await my arrival. It's smarter to do it this way, to have me involved. You're right, of course, Your Grace. I'll order my men to get ready immediately. We'll await your arrival and then make our move. That was very awkward. I feel like this should have come first and then he should have walked out. How did you find a link between the disease and the river? You see, Baron, the seeds are not the only sign of something abnormal at work. Remember the ruins when we first met? The glade near those ruins, full of huge flowers? Glades such as that tend to appear all over the Stolen Lands. It seems strange, does it not? Especially if we take into account the magic seeds and the portals they create look like flowers themselves. Jod even called the disaster the bloom. I'd like to research this natural phenomenon, and perhaps... Kester returns. Your Grace, we have trouble. The peasants are rioting. Ugh, that's the only solution these nimwits come up with. Don't worry, Baron. As long as they're not setting fires in the streets, we'll have a chance to come up with a peaceful resolution. If you allow me, I'll go and speak with them and do my best to calm them down. And if peace doesn't prevail, your guards and I will stand with you. Let's go. I can hear their shouting even... Oh my god. Every week, it seems like my citizens are trying to revolt. And it's not that I'm not doing a good job, it's just story-based. The murmuring crowd takes off almost the entire square. The murmuring turns into shouting at your arrival, and a stone flies out of the crowd and strikes the cobbles at your feet. There he is! At last, damn his eyes. Please hear me out before you lynch me. I know you're tired and disgruntled. I am too. Day after day, I and my companions seek a solution to your misfortunes. We've saved so many from this fatal disease, and if the gods have mercy, we can save even more. So please, let us do what we can. Return to your homes, to your loved ones. They need you, just as I need your patience and good faith. The crowd before you sways and mumbles. People look at one another, talk in a hushed tone, shake their heads and frown. It seems the rebels who were screaming and jeering just a minute ago lost all their confidence. Finally, one of the peasants opens his mouth. Baron is right. You really believe this? It's pure nonsense. Don't you get it? We could run the Baron through, but it wouldn't change a thing. He's more used to us alive than dead. Pitiful fools, you doom yourself by entrusting yourself to one who angered the great goddess. Who's Remus? The old man's right. The Baron is cursed. If we let him go now, we'll all find our graves tomorrow. If we don't let him go, we'll be mangled one by one by the beasts that tear out of the sick. This goddess of yours no one's seen. What help will she be then? So be it, Baron. We'll let you pass, but don't forget, we're trusting you with our lives. Find the source. Save our children from this terrible sickness. Watching that Remus fella. Alright, so things are going mediocre. Like, not terrible, but not great. Hello, Your Grace. Feels strange. It seems I can just go and have a chat with the actual Baron. I wanted to talk to you about Ekun. I'm worried about him lately. Although worried might be too strong of a word. He's way too gloomy. Even more so than usual, if that's possible. Life without a family must be hard on him. But he is not completely alone. He has us. I know we can't replace what he's lost, but we must remind him that we are here and that he can talk to us. What are you getting at? What I'm getting at is that we should hold a merry revelry and use the opportunity to talk to him, heart to heart. If we invite him for a drink, he'll no doubt refuse, so we must organize everything in secret. We'll gather guests, prepare food and drink, bring Ekun, and have so much fun. I'll even bring my lute. What do you say? Helping Ekun is our camaraderie duty. And if we throw this feast to do that, then that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure I'd put it like that, but I'm glad you agreed. I've talked to Alina, the innkeeper, and she's happy to help us. Although between us, I'm not sure what made her so enthusiastic. Anyway, you should talk to her. And I should go and think about what I'm going to play. One more thing, don't be late. I fear if we don't pull Ekun out of his mood now, it'll be too late. Talk to the innkeeper. Tavern. Okay. Unrest is in the streets. Baron has met with the people. The bard is worried about a friend. Fence. Fugitive from Patox. A runaway prisoner from Patox, an elf, convicted as the leader of a dangerous gang, is hiding in the barony. Gravetti's courts are not known to be the beacons of justice. Can't do that. Must be done before the first day of the 5th month. He'll be back in monster sightings. Oh, 7 days. That's fine. First day of the 4th month. That's not going to happen. He'll be back in 4 days. That's too late. Your Grace, the peasants are revolting. Yes, they disgust me as well. It's so dumb. Oh, I love it though. Research into the nature of curses, Jenna Tannerson. Even a person with no magical ability at all can place a curse upon someone, even without knowing what they're doing. The research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. Excellent. This is treasury. He has +5 economy. +6 divine. Can't change him because he's out on a mission. Can't change him. Definitely going to stick with Valerie on that one. An advisor wants to discuss a matter with you. I immediately... Thorgrim, allow me to speak for those who cannot protect themselves and their faith. The priests of Erastil and the priests of the other gods. They've all turned against the ancient faiths that once flourished in the stolen lands, now long since passed into eternity. The final traces of these ancient shrines and idols, which lay hidden among the swamps and woods, symbols of transience and decay. They wish to demolish these idols. They seek to destroy, with fire and chisel, all that would remind them of all things come to an end. Whoever it was that once worshipped these idols, their faith deserves our respect. It is your decision, but I would not destroy these ritual places just because the gods that they are devoted to isn't well known. I myself serve such a god, often decried by ignorant tongues. Leave the idols where they stand. Someone worships them, and we have no right to interfere. Grind these idols into dust. I have no wish to see these strange shrines in the area. Let's leave them alone. That's the right decision. Alright, I'd really like to do another... Yeah, no, I got that. Research into the nature of curses. Davik Nettle. The Scythe Tree. Partuk. I guess because these require arcane. And I don't have an arcane advisor. This will give me divine. How can I boost my arcane here? Economy goes up. Divine goes up. Can I build anything that'll help me with arcane? Nope. Oh wait, no, these are the things that are already built. Hold on. Build. Gameplay related? I mean, I'm assuming... I know I get access to better buildings when I can upgrade my city. So I'm assuming it's like you can upgrade your city. You upgraded your city, now you can upgrade your stuff. And now one of the things will give you arcane. How much build points do I have? 200. The answer to that is no. Can I go to the other city? It'd be really nice if you could switch between cities in this view. I thought I already built Boken's alchemical shop. I did. Oh, I guess I could upgrade it. No, I can't, because it's not an upgraded town.